Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a Cool Trader Pro product and opportunity overview. There's really only one reason that you're here, and that is because someone thought highly of you personally and or professionally, and they invited you here to see something that really is extraordinary. There's no other way to actually say it. It actually is extraordinary. And I don't care how busy you might be, how busy you think that you might be. I'm an extremely busy person, but in the next 20 to 25 minutes, I'm going to show you how I have been losing sleep about this business and about this amazing product since the night that I actually saw this. And it is my intent in that time period to transfer that enthusiasm to you. Not only just as my unbridled enthusiasm. We used to say all sizzle and no steak. I'm going to give you some sizzle, but I'm also going to tell you why I was and why I am incredibly enthusiastic about this revolutionary technology that has been brought out, why it's caused me to have sleepless nights, and why I have already infected other people. I'm going to do my best to infect you here as we go along as well. Before we do anything, let me get into what we call the house cleaning here so that there's no confusion whatsoever about Cool Trader's position, what it is and what it is not. Cool Trader Pro is for demonstration purposes only, and Cool Trader Pro, Cool Trader, and Robotic trading systems do not make any buy or sell or hold recommendations. And unique experiences and past performance are not going to guarantee future results. You should always speak to your CPA, your financial representative, your broker, your dealer, your financial analyst before using the software strategy to utilize. Make sure that it is suitable for your investment profile before trading in a live brokerage account. And all advice and or suggestions given here too are going to be intended for running the Cool Trader software in simulation mode only. Now, on the affiliate side of this business, the optional side here, any income projections that would be contained in this presentation are going to be, again, for illustration purposes only, and they are certainly not warranties by Cool Trader Pro, its associates, or myself in regards to how much you will earn or your particular level of success. In life, as in anything, you're going to determine your own earnings by your attitude, your skill level, your ability, and, of course, your efforts. Success as an associate is not guaranteed, but it is rather going to be influenced again by your efforts, and not all associates are going to make a profit, nor can anyone guarantee your success as an associate. Cool Trader reserves the right to change the compensation plan at any time, and any views that might be expressed in this presentation or other presentations of Cool Trader are going to be just that. They're going to be the opinions of myself, and any interested parties should always conduct their own due diligence prior to engaging in the services or business model of Cool Trader Pro. And finally, should go without saying, but we say it anyway, is that myself, Cool Trader, its associates, its agents, employees absolutely do not provide any legal, any financial, or any tax advice. Again, you should always consult your tax attorney or your CPA. And if you're in any kind of an affiliate business right now, by all means, stay in that affiliate business. You can actually engage in Cool Trader on the side. This is definitely not an offer for you to leave that particular company and to come over here. Now, I mentioned in the beginning here, I said that my plate was extremely full when I saw this. And just to give you a little bit of an idea of who is behind the presentation today, tell you briefly about myself and kind of why my plate is full. My name is Rob Hanley, and I'm the Senior Regional Director in the great state of Washington. And I have been a successful entrepreneur now in direct sales for about 21 years. I'm the co-founder and the president and CEO of two multi-million-dollar internet direct sales businesses. I've had affiliates in those companies that have earned over $1 million a year. I'm the co-creator of the incredibly famous Net Millionaire Training System, a board game for network marketers. I've co-hosted a radio show. I've done international real estate investing, some Forex trading, but my real passion is what I'm doing here now, and that is speaking. I love to teach, to train. I love to share things that I think are incredible, or they're revolutionary, or they're a paradigm shift. I just feel it's almost in my genes to, if I hear about something great, I absolutely have to pass this on. And I tell you this just briefly to tell you about myself, because I get approached, without an exaggeration, pretty much on a daily basis to look at the next gold mine. Yesterday was one time, the day before was two times, without any exaggeration. And I know that probably at least one or two or more of you that are listening today, you probably do too. So when I was approached with this, which was actually, I had logged into my Skype one night at Friday evening at about midnight. I couldn't sleep, and I turned my computer on, and a friend of mine who's also extremely successful, he made millions of dollars last year. He sent me a quick Skype about this revolutionary technology and some bullet points that I'm going to cover here. As busy, I mean, my plate overflowing. One of the biggest challenges is, what do I do? There's so many things to do here. In about 2 minutes, I thought to myself, if that is true, this is an absolute gold mine, and we're going to make a ton of money this year. This is just what went through my mind. And I have discovered for myself in that time period that it absolutely was true. And I'm going to take you a little bit on a journey of how I did my homework, my due diligence here. And as I said, I'm going to do my best to infect you with my own enthusiasm about it, because whatever you got on your plate here, I think that you're going to need to, or you're going to want to push some things aside and take a very, very strong, hard look at this. So first of all, from the top down here, from the leadership, just absolute stellar leadership. First of all, starting with Mr. Sunil Wadhwa. The man is a gentleman. He's the co-founder and the president of this company. He also has 25 years direct sales experience. He is also a national speaker and presenter. He's a requested national sales trainer. Extensive experience in business ownership, management, sales, and marketing, and just a stellar individual. The two co-founders, stellar individuals themselves, Mr. Kerry Flanders and Nick Roush, 25 years and 20 years respectively, as successful entrepreneurs. The first thing that I saw as I started looking at these gentlemen was quite different. Was they owned a hedge fund, and I should say own a hedge fund. It's called Automated Capital Systems, and that was quite unique for me. I had never run into a company like this. Actually, I'd never run into a company like this, but I haven't seen owners that also owned a hedge fund, particularly in a world today in 2013 with the gravity that a hedge fund might bring, and I thought that was quite unique. So that was one of the first things that made me say, Then they're also managing partners of the retail side of this amazing technology called Robotic Trading Systems, which, by the way, I'll get to it later in the presentation, has a 7-year track record, 14,000 individual customers, and doing, as I understand, about $50 to $60 million per year. And then also they have backgrounds in investment banking and in capital formation. This is not the run-of-the-mill guys starting up a direct sales company, or the run-of-the-mill startup at all for that reason. Now, the man of the hour, and the reason that we are all here, is Mr. Ed Barsano. And Ed is really an amazing man himself. I'm chuckling a little bit because he's quite funny. He is the inventor. He is the creator. He is the founder over all of this amazing technology. Briefly about his background is that he is a genius. He's a programming genius. I say that a little bit with some qualification that I understand what that means, because I happen to have a degree in computer engineering myself. I've written some programs. And he absolutely is a programming genius. I would actually say that he is a genius, probably at trading as well, although I'm less qualified to make that kind of determination. But his story, his background is pretty interesting, is that as a young man, as a teenager, he joined the Navy. And as he said, he joined it to become a man. The Navy actually, in its wisdom, to its credit, recognized that this is not a guy that should be flipping flapjacks or swabbing the deck or anything like that, and they put him into data processing, the early predecessor of computing, so with punch cards and things like that. And it's my understanding that today some of the software programs that he actually wrote in the Navy at that time are still actually in use today. Well, in 1987, he found his way up to my hometown of Seattle, Washington. He doesn't say that he was one of the original founders or that he was one of the first people in the company. I might say that because in 1987, when he joined a little company that you probably heard of called Microsoft, it only had one building. And for anybody that's actually been to Seattle before, you would understand that Microsoft today in Seattle is like its own little city. It's all over the place, major, huge skyscrapers everywhere. And of course, Microsoft has spanned the globe many, many times. Now, he not only was at Microsoft in 1987, which I might add that in my own experience, when I moved to Seattle, I actually sent my resume into this company on a weekly basis or twice weekly basis. You had to be a very smart, almost a savant kind of a person to work there at that time. But he not only worked there, he actually was the key man and one of the instrumental people in developing technology that's still used today, and he ran successfully many departments there at Microsoft. And as you might expect, working at Microsoft in that time when the stock was just a hockey stick going up through the roof here, he left in 1995 a very, very wealthy man. He got into day trading, and like so many other people with the dot-com bubble bursting, he lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. And he had quite a bit of wealth actually when he left Microsoft, but he lost, as I understand, about 60% of his money actually in the that bubble bursting. Now, unlike myself, unlike maybe yourself or people that you know, I would have said, well, that didn't work, and I would have looked to do something else or to go back to something different. Some of you might have had the opinion and said, I'll get back my money from the market. It took it away, it stole it. I'm gonna get it back. His thinking is a little bit different, and he actually vowed at that time to make the stock market a safer place to trade. Now, I find that to be incredible, and the only way that I can rationalize that in my own mind, how somebody would think that they could actually influence the stock market, is that his culture that he had just come from was Microsoft, a company that had influenced the world with technology. So he had seen firsthand the programs and the things that he had done, how it had influenced everywhere around the world, and so he did what he does, and that he went to town programming. And after about 5 years and 5 million lines of code, which, by the way, a line of code is like a sentence in a book, except for every single character, every comma, colon, letter, every number has to be perfectly put in. It cannot have any typos, or the program may not work at all. A new industry was born. And by the way, 5 million lines of code is like 10 Bibles stacked on top of each other. Now, the next piece of my own homework in terms of due diligence, I have found always that any company worth its salt has a good mission statement, and the mission statement really should be the cornerstone. Their mission statement surprised me. I had expected the mission statement to be about making money. I had thought that it was going to say our mission statement is to automate trading in the stock markets to help our clients make a ton of money, or to give people their lives back where they can do other things and the stock market's traded automatically. Something about getting money, something about having it be automated, something like that. And I was very surprised that the first beginning of the mission statement here was to restore confidence. I thought about that for a moment. I made a note of that. And what I realized quickly was that although people's bank accounts are down, most people, I should say, they've been right-sized and downsized and everything else. Their home equity gone and all the things like that from the recession that we've had. It's not just the money that they've actually been down. It's really their confidence. This is the first generation that we're in right now where we have less hope for the future for our children than any other generation since World War II. I mean, now thinking, in fact, as a father, I would think that tell my own kids, you're going to have to compete with kids from India, from China, from Pakistan. You're going to have to be fast. You're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to do it better. And then realizing in the back of my mind that they might actually, make less money. It might be more difficult for them because it's been more difficult for us. We're down. We don't know necessarily what the future is going to be, and many people lie awake at night, really thinking that their future might be, it might have something entail like saying, welcome to Walmart, or do you want fries with that? It's uncertain. So I thought it very interesting that the mission statement was to restore confidence. And then to who? To us, to the middle class investor, not to the big banks, but to the regular person that's out there trying to make it happen. And how do we do it? Well, of course, we do it with what Ed does, and that is through technology and innovation. So that was the next thing that I saw as I started to do my homework here. And then as I looked overall at the entire industry, I realized, and this is where I really started to get excited about this, some of these things I kind of knew, but then as it was pointed out to me, it really all came together. Like I say, like the movie The Perfect Storm with George Clooney, was really convergence of a whole bunch of different variables together. Number one, in 2011, 2/3 of the most vanilla financial instrument that's out there, the mutual fund, 2/3 of them actually lost money. Now, why are we even in the market? If we're in the market to pay for our kids' college education and to retire at some point. 2/3 of them actually lost money. The next piece of this for me is that I knew that computers actually traded. They did it for big banks, but I did know that it was this much. 70% of all stock trades that are done today are actually done by institutional computers. Now, I took a step back from that for a moment, and I thought about maybe playing chess, and how even a grand wizard, if you will, a chess player today can't beat a computer. Or maybe they do once in a while, but most of the time the computer's going to win out, because it can analyze all of this data, hundreds, thousands of pieces of information tirelessly all the time, and always make the right and or calculated move. It's no wonder that people actually have the kind of luck that they've had overall in the markets when they're competing against supercomputers from large banks and multinational corporations. And then we've had 15 years now of booms and bust cycles. People lose all of their wealth like we have over the last few years, and then they hang in there. They get all their chips back, so to speak, and then the next thing comes along and it takes them all away. And then they hang in there, they get their chips back, and then it takes them all away again and again and again. They know, the conversation I've had recently with my friend, the buy and hold strategy just isn't going to work. They don't know what else to do. Their 401k plans have become 101k plans. Their financial advisors can't tell them anything else other than buy and hold and hang in there, it'll come back. But they know that it doesn't work. And then, as I said a moment ago, is it any wonder that they're discouraged? They're just wondering, God, when am I going to be able to retire? Am I going to be able to retire? What's the future overall going to hold for me? And so really, we're in a spot right now where the market is primed for this paradigm shift. And as I learned about 25 years ago, all wealth is created in a paradigm shift, a bridge from where we are today to something that nobody has ever heard of before. And if you are, as we are here, one of the first people to actually learn about this, we have what's called first movers advantage. There's tremendous opportunity. So the product. The industry experts, they said that this could not be done. It literally is a form of artificial intelligence, like the HAL 9000 computer, in the movie A 2001 Space Odyssey. It has, again, 5 million sentences or lines of code in it that have to be perfectly written. It took over 12 years to develop, and it took also over $10 million in development costs, and it is recognized today as the only fully robotic trading system that is available to the general public. As I said, there is fully automated trading systems, but they're not available to you. They're only available to the large banks and multinational corporations. And so why we're here and what this is that this amazing technology, this Cool Trader Pro technology, it identifies the stocks for you to buy, and then it buys them. And then it analyzes the market looking for the right opportunities and variables and conditions. We call them strategies. And then it looks for the right opportunity to close the position for you. And then it closes it. And it does it all automatically. In the morning, perhaps, while you're making your breakfast, you look over and you see that your software has, in your computer, it's turned itself on. It's logged itself into your E-Trade or your Ameritrade or whatever brokerage account it is that you use, and you see that it's actually started trading for you. And then all day long, while you're taking care of your business, or you're working your job, or maybe you're doing important things like working on your golf game, or you're spending time with your significant other, or maybe you're taking a nap or doing whatever you're doing, it's trading all day long, just like these big supercomputers at these large multinational corporations. It's looking for the right opportunity to get in and to get out. And when you get done doing whatever it is that you've done all day long, you come home, you find out that it's actually shut itself off, and you can log into your account and you can see the results of what it's done all day long. It's actually pretty incredible. And so the sum and summary of all of this is, it is 100% fully automatic. Now, I am not any kind of a trading expert, so my opinion counts very little, other than I can say personally, I think it's absolutely incredible. But really what counts is what the experts say. And Chris Throop was a senior vice president of Merrill Lynch. He hailed Cool Trader as the real McCoy and the only true robotic trader that is available to the public. Now that is pretty incredible. Now it interfaces with 8 different major brokerage accounts. Your money is in your own brokerage account. Your E-Trade, FXCM, Options House, Ameritrade, whatever it might be, your money is in your account. And by the way, there is no other robotic trading software that interfaces in and allows trades to be made. And it's also my understanding that one or more of these brokerage houses actually offer to invest in or to buy out, or have been trying to work on some other technology similar to this, but Cool Trader is very far ahead. And even today, I believe you can actually look up in E-Trade, you can do a search for Cool Trader Pro, and you can actually find a favorable article there right on the E-Trade site. So here is what it is. There's a 3-step trading philosophy to Cool Trader Pro. Number 1, you download the software. Number 2, you select a strategy. There's 10 different strategies that are actually there. And then number 3, you walk away. You do whatever it is that you want to do. You work on your golf game. As I said, you hang out, you take a nap, you go to the beach, you do whatever you want to do, and it does what it does. It is the only fully automated trading stock trading software that is out there that's available today. Now, this is a little screenshot of what it looks like. You can see that there's buys and there's sells going on. There's different conditions overall that it's looking for. For me, it's really not important. What is important is that it's actually working. That's all that I want to know. If you are already an expert in trading the stock and trading the market, I have a friend that he's a very successful day trader. Kind of funny, offhandedly, he said, "Well, I'm sure my strategies work better than its strategies." I said, "Well, maybe so, but is your strategy, is it based on conditions, or is it maybe the hair on your neck going up that tells you it's time to get in or get out?" And he laughed a little bit and he said, "No. It's all technical. It's all based on variables and conditions that happen. It's measurable. It's it's not his spidey sense going off, so to speak. There's things that are measurable that he does." I said, "Well, great. In that case, you can actually take the conditions that you would trade, whatever your secret sauce is, your own 11 herbs and spices, and they can easily be put into, with the help, by the way, of Cool Trader Pro, their support system there. You can actually put in your own trading strategy so that it will trade like you trade, and you can go out and do your other thing." So for me, again, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in doing other things. I don't need to learn about the stock market. Maybe I will a little bit as we go along here. I like it now. Obviously, I enjoy it, but it's not something that's actually any kind of a prerequisite in any way, shape, or form. Now, here's where we are to kind of tie a bow around what this is that this technology, this disruptive technology, as I've heard it called, a paradigm shift. Ed Barsano says that this is the future. I believe that to be true of how people are going to trade the market. It was created by this genius programmer from Microsoft. It has been marketed, as I said in the beginning of the presentation here, already for 7 years in 40 different countries. One of the first questions that I had in my mind, or the first things I thought in my mind, is if this software works, it is an absolute gold mine. It is a gold mine for myself to use. It's a gold mine for anybody that I would introduce this to. And then it is a gold mine overall, the fact that nobody actually knows about this. And I'll get to that in a moment. But these were some of the things that were kind of telling for me as I made that determination. So 7 years, 40 countries. It trades not only in the U.S. and Canadian markets, but it also trades in the Australian, the Hong Kong, the Singapore, the Indian, and the London markets. It is already translated into 6 different languages. There is no competition. There is not any other technology that actually does what this does. There is nothing else that is 100% automated. It is a one-of-a-kind technology. The technology itself is not foreign to people like myself. I've seen shows, 60 Minutes, talking about how the big banks, how they trade against us with their supercomputers and things like that. It's the first time that this has ever been available to us. And then with no marketing push whatsoever over this 7-year period, 14,000 individual current customers worldwide. And then what was incredible to me is I couldn't find any of them that complained about it. So in a day and age where people, again, they're downsized and right-sized, and maybe they're angry at the world, they're middle-aged and living in their mama's basement right now, angry at the world, they will complain about anything. I mean, it's so easy to complain on the internet today. They get on and say, oh, I was ripped off, or I was scammed, or it didn't work, or this, that. I could not find one single complaint, and none of the people that I have talked to have as well. The goal of the company and why we're here right now is that will go to from 14,000 individual customers they have now to 1.4 million customers worldwide over the next few years here. And this, for me, creates a gigantic opportunity. I mean, really a multi-million dollar opportunity is how I see this. And I hope that you see this as well, because it is enormous. There literally are tens of millions of people that have dreamed about this kind of technology. And then there's probably another tens upon tens upon tens of millions of people that maybe haven't dreamed about this kind of technology, but are open to this technology. They're open to the idea of having a software trade for them that can do amazing things for them while they do other things. They're open to the fact that their portfolios are non-performing, and what am I going to do? So this, for me, creates an incredible opportunity, and you have the same opportunity as well. So let me tell you a little bit about that. First of all, the cost of the software. It is a one-time cost of $3,500, and then 1 year later, on the 13th month, it has a monthly subscription fee of $125 per month. Now, I'm going to tell you about what it's already been sold in a moment at retail, but let me tell you about what happens if you actually refer a few people. Now, you do not have to be an expert in the markets. You don't have to already be a seasoned day trader. You don't really have to be an expert in anything other than you might know people that either trade or would want to trade or would want to make money in an automated fashion. And if you simply refer a few people to your website that's going to do all of the selling and telling and convincing and explaining for you, or you refer them to a webinar like this where they can get some information and begin to do their homework and their due diligence, you can make a lot of money. Now, I happen to be an expert in this arena here in direct sales and in compensation plans, and when this compensation plan was revealed to me, this was one of the other reasons, by the way, that I lost sleep, literally, not figuratively, thinking about, my God, this is an absolute gold mine. From the very first sale, the left-hand side of this means that every single sale that I personally do for my own efforts, I can make in a substantial amount of money. Hey, honey, we made $500 today, goes over very well in anyone's house. Happy wife, happy life. This is something that actually goes over really, really well, and that's from the very first sale. I can control this with my own efforts. Now, of course, nobody's going to knock on my door and say, by the way, I heard you have Cool Trader. Can I buy it from you? No, but I can feel around, I can look around, and if I think about it, I probably know a person or two or three, or I'll meet them down the road that actually would be very, very open to this. So, with only a couple of sales, and I'm not going to go into detail of the compensation plan here, I'll save that, that'll come at another time here. With only a couple of sales, I'll say that you have the ability to go immediately to jump from a $500 per sale to $1,000 per sale, and then up as you increase in the leadership ranks to 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to $1,500 per sale, just for actually saying, hey, by the way, are you open to? Or come on over, look at this webinar, take a look. You don't have to really do anything else. I absolutely love that. And by the way, the company pays on a weekly basis. You open your mouth, you refer somebody to your website, to a webinar, they get the information, they call you up, they say, hey, what's next? And you just made all the way up to $1,500 per sale for simply doing somebody a favor and referring them to this amazing, as Ed calls it, a disruptive technology. Now, that's just on the front end. That's from my own efforts. Now, actually, I forgot. Let's just say, for example, that with just referring a few people, and I would almost say automatically, because with just a couple of people that do this, and I think that it's really a no-brainer, if I will, to become an associate. It is optional. You're going to start building a team almost automatically here. The company has all kinds of trainings and things like that we do as well. So let's imagine for a moment that you've found yourself, if you will, at the position of what we call an executive director, and now every single sale that you refer in that happens for you, you're making $1,400 per sale. But let's also assume that you referred somebody in last week and this person, Bob, gives you a call and says, hey, John or Mary, Fred, I just wanted to tell you, thanks again. I referred somebody else to Cool Trader today, my CPA or my whatever it might be, and this person's so excited, but I'm excited also because, I was out of work or, whatever the situation was, and I made $1,000 today. And I just wanted to thank you again for reaching out to me. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. I'm excited about the future, et cetera, et cetera. And so, of course, you feel great about that. This is why I do the things that I do. It's not just about making money, but it's about having a positive impact on people. But then you think about it for a moment and you realize that the compensation plan pays you the difference between the leadership level that you're at and the leadership level of somebody that you've introduced. And you just made an override of $400 on that sale because the company's going to pay out a total of $1,500 per sale. It's really incredible. Now, the back end of this, just briefly, these two words, coded bonus, if you're a direct sales expert, as I am, you would probably, or you may recognize that these two words are known as the most lucrative compensation plan that has ever been deployed in direct sales. In fact, one company that used the coded bonus as their compensation plan in the early 1990s had over 8,000 millionaires created in a 6-year period. There is no other company that's actually, or a compensation plan that even comes anywhere near to what happens with the coded bonus. So the upfront money and the coded bonus, absolutely incredible. We'll get into that in more detail as we go along. So let me tell you a little bit about kind of where we are calendar-wise and what's happened before this affiliate opportunity, this associate opportunity has opened up. Prior to November the 8th, the company actually opened up its affiliate opportunity after 7 years here. Prior to November the 8th, all the retail subscribers here would pay $4,000, not just one time, but they paid $4,000 per year for this. Again, 7 years, 14,000 consumers, 14,000 clients, paying $4,000 per year. I find that to be really pretty incredible. Now, from the 19th of January until the 28th of February, if you have a personal purchase of the software, it's not going to cost you $4,000. And this is the first time I've ever seen the price of a product actually go down. Almost always, I shouldn't say almost, in every circumstance, I've always seen it actually go up because they're going to pay affiliates out. It's not $4,000, it's $3,500, and it actually includes training as well. Now, in addition, in that time period, all of the monthly subscriptions for the next couple of years are also waived, which is going to be another $3,000 value. You're not going to pay $125 per month as you normally would if you make your software purchase prior to that time period. Now, if there's nothing else that you get out of here at all, whether you love the software, and you should, the opportunity here, the fact that you have first movers advantage here, that nobody knows about this, the associate opportunity is gigantic. You should talk to your tax advisor, your CPA, about having this overall as a business and helping us evangelize this or go viral, as they say today, by spreading the word about this. There's a one-time $149 associate fee to get you registered overall into our system, and then you will pay $30 a month, $29.95 a month, for your business center back office. This is a marketing funnel on the front end that you'd introduce people to. It's going to do the presentation. It's going to do the follow-up with email. It's going to do the inviting overall to the webinars. And then in the back office, password protected, you can manage all of your leads, all of your contacts, put notes in there, email them. You'll have all of everybody's information in there, marketing techniques, the whole bit, everything overall to manage your business. And again, talk to your tax person, but all of this should be a write-off, or you let them be the judge of that, and potentially even your software purchase, maybe as well, some portion of that, maybe for a demonstration model or whatever you want to say. Again, that would be up to your own tax professional there. But going on here, there's also another opportunity here as well. They revealed that they were looking for international founders, and when I heard this, the first thing that popped into my mind was, okay, well, this is when they're going to ask me for another $10,000 or $20,000 to step up and be an international founder, and I'm going to get all these great things. Well, I found out that it was actually the opposite. Instead of asking me to put up $10,000 or $20,000, the company, again, this is not a startup. If you do the math on 14,000 consumers at $4,000 a year, you'll find out that there's many millions of dollars. They've put up $24 million, put that on the table themselves for bonuses, and this is how it works. For the next 125 days, or I should say 125 days from November the 9th, we're in this period right now, for 50 U.S. leaders and 50 international leaders over this 125-day period, they're in a founder's blitz is what they say. And if you have 100 software sales in your entire organization, that is everybody that you've introduced this to and anybody that they might have introduced it to, and so on and so on and so on, with at least just 5 people that you've personally introduced it to, you will become, if you're one of the first 100, you will become an international founder. Now, this is kind of like musical chairs, except for you're not going to have to requalify. Once this 100 is set, that overall is it. It is a very exclusive club, and then, of course, we won't talk about international founders. But what will happen is you'll get your money for your software back. Your $3,500, you're going to get that back if you haven't purchased it, which I can't imagine you would or you wouldn't have, but you'll get it for free. You're also going to get 5 years of your monthly subscriptions paid for, which is another $7,500 value. And then you're going to be treated like royalty. White glove, red carpet treatment, VIP, high roller privileges here at our first international convention on April the 12th and April the 13th in Las Vegas. We're talking about limos and suites and the whole bit. Vegas high roller type of treatment here. All expense paid for you, your husband, your spouse, your significant other. And in front of everybody here, just like winning Powerball or winning Lotto, you're going to be presented one of these big, giant checks for $25,000. Now, that's going to be in addition to all of the other commissions and all of the other money that you've already earned. This is a bonus on top of that. And then if you're a real go-getter and you have 200 group sales, which is certainly going to happen here, then your check is going to be for $60,000. And we certainly will have people that do this as well for 300 group sales. Their check is going to be for $100,000 in addition to everything that you have already earned. Now, it doesn't end there. There's actually one more piece to this. There is a profit pool. I call it profit sharing for these international founders as well. It's just for these 100 here. And what the company has done is they're setting aside 1% of the worldwide sales volume. 1% of that volume goes into this bucket for the international founders. Now, doing the math on 1.4 million customers times $3,500 per customer is about $5 billion. So that's a pretty good amount of money capitalization for the company. 1% of that is $50 million. So this is how you split it. For executive founders, 100, there's one half of this is actually set aside for you and 99 other people. Or one third of this is going to be set aside for you and 99 other people. Or 1/5 of this is going to be set aside for you and 99 other people if you are one of the international founders. This is going to be something that you're not going to have to requalify for. It's not something that you're going to have to do over and over again. It's going to be almost like a dividend that you get paid, or almost like some kind of a royalty paid out on a quarterly basis or paid out on a monthly basis that's just going to come in to you from all of the worldwide sales that happen overall for that particular time period. It's absolutely incredible. Now, the compensation plan, not just for the founders, but for everybody else, also includes what we call the luxury club. This is where the company will provide for you, if you qualify and so forth, of course, a monthly car payment for a fantastic, nice luxury automobile. Or how about if the company actually gave you cash bonuses of $25,000 to $100,000 periodically here? What if they actually just bought you a car? Gave you the pink slip, gave you the keys, said congratulations, you don't have to qualify or anything like that at all, just gave you a car, not a car payment. How about if they actually made your mortgage payment for you, your rent payment for you? And then we're talking about retirement here, your 401k plan and so forth, so that you're not saying welcome to Walmart or do you want fries with that? What if they actually just matched your retirement? Whatever you're putting in your retirement, they actually just matched that. Or really my favorite, I just love to travel. What if they put you in a Corona commercial and sent you to 5-star resorts all over the world here? Everything paid for you, your spouse, your significant other. Your only care in the world is you're lying on the beach. You're thinking, am I getting too much sun on my stomach? Maybe I need to turn over here. Everything's handled. In fact, maybe just to paint a picture for you, maybe you're thinking to yourself, wow, you know, I made more money this month than I made all last year. Is that possible? Well, absolutely it's possible. It's actually happened to me before. So you're thinking, all my financial challenges gone. But this really isn't actually just about making money and how well you've done. You might pop out your iPad sitting there on the beach and log into your back office there, and you realize that while you're getting a suntan or while you're on this great vacation here, you're making money. You have a sales team that's in Europe and Australia and Singapore. It's all over the world here, and you see sales coming in from everywhere, which is great, of course. But then when you really think about it for a moment, you're realizing all of the people that you're impacting. You're impacting the end users who are actually getting this particular software, this revolutionary software. And then, more importantly for me, the people that you've paid it forward to, the people that are actually out evangelizing and bringing this to market, they've created a whole new, they've reinvented themselves as well. I mean, this is really teaching a man to fish. And while you're sitting there enjoying the fruits of your labor, they're making money as well, enjoying the fruits of their labor also. And for me, that's one of the things that's very, very, very important. It's not just about making the money. It's actually how can you impact and how can you help other people. So now, if you're thinking about how you might be able to finance it, it's very possible you could use your 401k plan if you happen to have one of these in the United States. There's provisions within the tax code that allow this kind of thing. If you've been out, downsized, right side, looking for a job, many real estate professionals and real estate investors have been using their 401k plan for years. You can talk to one of the brokers that we have here about how you could potentially use your 401k plan to start up or to finance your operation, or talk to the person who referred you here to this presentation today, and they might be able to tell you more or put you in contact with somebody to tell you more. Now, just the quick calendar here. We're marching toward our international convention, and from November the 9th, we started our soft launch. Up until December the 12th, we had our pre-launch, and right now we are in the middle of what we call our 45-day city blitz. And then on March the 1st is going to start our first major national radio advertising campaign. Now, our president and co-founder, Sunil Wadhwa, is an absolute expert in national radio and media exposure. And he has built teams not in the thousands or the tens of thousands, but it's my understanding in the hundreds of thousands, using national radio to blanket the country. And there could be an opportunity for you to get a share of these leads of people that are calling in and asking for more information about what they've heard on the radio. Now, I think that that's absolutely fantastic when we're talking about $500 to $1,000 up to $1,500 per sale is pretty incredible. And then put in your calendars April the 13th and 14th, our first international convention, and meet us in Las Vegas. It's a lot of fun. This is a great group of people here. Now, this is what our Founders Tour looks like here. I won't go into it in detail. It's going to be up on the website. But I will show you what I call the tour bus. It's not really a bus. It's actually they're flying around in airplanes here. But the founders are currently, right now, blanketing the country, and they are going out and they're doing meetings all over the country. They're showing the software off. They're answering questions. They're in a presentation mode here. You have the opportunity to meet with them, to shake their hands, look them in the eyes, ask them any question that you want. Or more importantly, it's my hope and intent that you've already got enough information to decide, yeah, I think I'm going to do this. And you can refer a friend, a colleague, an associate in one of the other places simply by looking what the calendar is. And you can direct somebody and tell them, hey, you got to go and take a look at this. Send them to that meeting and then have them call you up and say, wow, that's pretty incredible. What's next? That's what you want to hear, is what's next. So all of this information is going to be available on the website here. You can direct and send people that you know, like, respect, care about to these meetings, and you literally can start to build a sales team all over the country very, very quickly. Oops, I skipped right past it. Sorry about that. If I go back here to the previous slide, we're talking about something called our FMS program, and our FMS program stands for Field Management System, and the company is very intent on the proper communication. They're very intent on training and making sure that everybody's message is clear and consistent. They say, obviously, within any system, a system is something that is going to save people time and money and effort and energy. And I say bumps on the head and bloody noses as you do it wrong. But the company has put together a geographical training system all over the country, really all over the world, where every single purchaser of the Cool Trader Pro software is going to be able to go to the website, log in, and see in their geographic location where they can attend a one-day workshop and a one-day training about the software, about the business, about everything here. They will tap into it. And so if you're the kind of person that you like to teach, you like to train, you like to do the kind of things that I like to do, like that, There is a 3-tier program here that consists of what they call a regional director, a senior regional director, and a state director, covering everywhere from 500,000 people all the way up to 25 million people in some of the more populated states here. And this is how this works. The regional directors, or it could be a senior regional or a state director, will perform a training, a one-day training for new people involved with Cool Trader Pro. And if they haven't purchased the software, and of course they want to be a representative and help usher this in and help this to go viral, there's going to be a one-time cost of $350 for them that they will pay the company. Training is very important. It is going to be a one-day intensive, and when they're done, there's going to be a certificate of completion here. Now, if you happen to be the regional director and there is an opportunity for this, still yet another opportunity, if you will. This is a license fee. It's on the back end. It's $1,000. And of course, this is all very, very optional, from the opportunity to be one of our associates and of course to purchase the software. This is only for the very few people that want to do training. And by the way, this is not open to everybody. This is like this is very much like a job opportunity. You will actually apply for this if this is you. But it's $1,000 on the back end. And then here's what you get. For every single person that you train, the company will reimburse you $100 for every single person. These are not even people that are necessarily connected to you. They're just people that bought the software that happen to live close to you. And they're going to go down to the Holiday Inn Select or wherever you're going to be on that particular Saturday afternoon. And they're going to go to a training that you would perform. And you come home and you say, after you've maybe had 20 people in your training, hey, honey, we made $2,000 today, and that's not bad overall for a Saturday. Or if you happen to have maybe 100 people in your class, hey, honey, we made 10 grand today, and that would be pretty nice, I think, as well, for pretty much any household. Or if you're a senior regional director, then that licensing fee is $2,500 on the back end, but there's a $60 override that happens on all of the trainings that all the regional directors would do. And imagine for a moment that you have 5 classes that are happening in your territory, and maybe there's 20 people at each one of these classes, and you say, hey, honey, we made $6,000 this weekend, and that, of course, is really nice. Or there happens to still be a couple of positions left, I believe. For the state directors, that's a $5,000 licensing fee on the back end. And imagine for a moment you're making $50 for every single person that's trained in your state. And hey, honey, why don't we go get that new car that you want because you've had 500 people at your training that weekend at $50 each, and you just made $25,000 for the weekend. This is this whole opportunity, from the FMS program to the opportunity to tell people about this amazing software that nobody has ever heard of, is absolutely gigantic. So if you think that this is you, that you would like to be part of the FMS or to get more information, or you know somebody that you think it would be a good fit for, there's room for 400 regional directors, 125 senior regional directors, and 50 state directors. Now again, this is not a guarantee or any kind of a layup. What you will do, this is only going to happen one time, and once these positions are filled, that is it. But what you will do is you would send an email overall to us and tell us a little bit about your experience in entrepreneurialism, direct sales, trading, whatever you've done there. Tell us why you'd be a great regional director, or senior regional director, or a state director. And you're going to send that email to Ken, that's Ken, at CoolTraderPro.com. That's Ken at CoolTraderPro.com, and tell him why you think you'd be a great senior regional, etc. So with that, I'm really done with all of the presentation. There's multiple facets that we covered today. Really, my own homework and due diligence in terms of why I cleared my plate off in about 2 minutes flat. Of course, it didn't hurt that the person that referred me here had made millions of dollars himself every year in and year out. But I recognized immediately that if this was true, just having the software would be absolutely a game changer. I knew as well that I'm a successful affiliate and direct sales marketer, that there's an additional opportunity because nobody's ever heard of this before, that this is a one-of-a-kind. This is a paradigm shift type of an opportunity here. And I knew that if the compensation plan was set up correctly, I'd make a ton of money. And thank God they put together the compensation plan that they did. And then I recognized again for myself the opportunity with the FMS program. So needless to say, I'm all in with this. And the question that I have in my mind as I have marketed various products over the last 20 to 21 years is, I go to a conference or a meeting or I'm attending, and even businesses I've been involved with before, And the question that's in the back of my mind really is, I think to myself, is this worth my time? Is this a good use of my time? Because I've always felt that there's things, many things, maybe almost too many things that I could do that I could make money. And what is it that I want to do? What am I going to be passionate about? What can I make a lot of money with? What can I have a positive impact with? I mean, it's not obviously just about making money. There's a lot of things you could do that serve no one that make you a lot of money here. And do I like the people that I'm with? Do I like the culture? Do I like the leadership? Do I like all of this? And you're going to need to be the judge of that yourself. But let me be so bold to maybe help you out, because I've been doing this for a long time. And so I'll just step right out and I'll tell you, for me, it was worth my time. And I not only have said, yeah, this is going to be worth my time, but I like this culture. And I decided, and I'll tell you, this is worth your time. This is worth not only your time, but this is worth your best effort. You have the ability here to make this year what's going to happen for me. This is going to be my best year ever, and I've had some good years. This can be, no matter what your situation is, this can be your best year ever. I hope that you actually recognize what I've laid out to you today. I've done my best to show you the sizzle and the steak here. And at the very minimum, I hope that you get some more information. But really, I'll just be so bold and tell you to get back to the person that's referred you here today and find out what you need to do next. Ask them what's next. Get going. Become one of our associates. Buy the software and start helping us spread the word about this to get this to go viral and make this your best year this year also. So thank you so much for jumping on, and we will see you at the next presentation.